Now at 10, we've been tracking severe weather pushing through the region. We've had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, even a couple tornado warnings. So I'm going to have the latest on what's going to happen for the rest of the night.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We are indeed tracking severe weather moving through the area. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go back to Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty now for our first look at the weather.
Yeah, this is actually our second round of severe weather that we've encountered throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. First off, if you live in southeastern Kansas, you are clear of severe weather. You're not clear with thunderstorms, but you're clear of severe weather. I understand there's still a tornado watch in effect for a sliver of Kansas, but mainly clear. Most of the severe weather is going to be along I-44 and south and east of I-49 as we go through the rest of the overnight hours tonight. Look at these bands. Thunderstorms pushing through. I think the overall severe threat from this point on is going to be gusty winds and very large hail, but we can't rule out 1 or 2 storms trying to rotate just a little bit. Let me assure you a little bit that usually these types of setups, if we do get any storms that rotate, they're usually not big and they don't last long, but still something that we want to take very seriously. All right, so these are lining up along I-44. We're going to do a little bit of a tour, clearing up Nevada, Lamar, just heavy rain. If we track a little farther southeast, we're looking from Stockton, Sheldon, Greenfield. We still have a tornado warning. Eastern parts of Jasper County, you can see this magenta, big hail core. Northern parts of Lawrence County, southern parts of Dade County. This extends this storm all the way back into Joplin. Another intense storm once you get down toward Miami. The metro itself, rain starting to lighten up a little bit on the north side, so Carl Junction, Webb City, Oronogo, still very intense. Joplin south, and then along I-44 off toward the east. We did have that tornado warning, and if I look at it right now, so we're looking at our velocity products, we like to see where the red and the green meet up, and where you get the brighter colors is usually where our rotation is. I'm not seeing a whole bunch right now, so I think our overall rotation is weakening, which is great news. Let's go back a little bit farther toward the southwest. Here's Ottawa County, another strong cell near Veneta. And if we widen the vantage point a little bit more, all this moisture is still riding north and east. So the areas that haven't had any rain, mainly south of I-44, you guys are the ones that are really going to get real strong to severe showers and thunderstorms as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. Also flooding potential. We're getting very heavy amounts of rain. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this. I'll come back to you guys when need be. For now, Dow?
Yeah, we'll be checking back with Doug as often as necessary, as often as warranted. In the meantime, some other news. The mayor of Carthage, Missouri is asking city employees to come forward if they believe they've been targeted by police. Mayor Dan Rife says this call stems from allegations by Councilmember Tiffany Kosey. Rife also says he gave Kosey a deadline of 5 p.m. last Friday to further explain the allegations so an outside investigator could be brought in if necessary, but Rife says she did not comply. Kosey made a response video saying she was not given enough time to respond to the mayor's letter and that she did not have permission to disclose the names of the employees claiming to be targeted. Kosey also says she is in favor of an outside investigation. Voters in Carl Junction tomorrow will decide whether to fund more than $18 million in improvements for the school district. The proposal is called Proposition Kids. One area of improvement, upgrading the turf on the baseball and softball fields, would also add a practice facility for the school's growing archery program, allocate funds for additional projects as well.
Some safety issues all across campus where we'll put a film on all of our entrances that'll help protect if we have any kind of danger that comes in, an intruder or storms, and some HVAC and some roofing things and other renovations.
The bond would extend the current tax levy that's set to expire in 2034 for another 10 years, meaning taxpayers would not see a change in what they're already paying. Today's the priority deadline for the free application for federal student aid, also known as FAFSA. But students and universities have seen months of delays after the Department of Education overhauled the previous system. The form was delayed from October to late December, and families reported multiple bugs and issues with the form. The delays are cutting into the time many universities need to make financial aid packages for students ahead of the upcoming school year.
So we are seeing some results of students applying already. However, we have systematic programming changes that have to be made as well. So it's a little more difficult for us to get award packages out to students as quickly as we normally would because everything is delayed as a result as well. So we're hoping to get those out later this spring.
MSSU's Financial Aid Office recommends students and families come to them with any questions they might have about filling out the FAFSA forms. Stay tuned for that. It was almost 2 months ago when gunfire erupted at the victory rally for the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. As many as 22 people were injured, including 8 children. One woman, Lisa Lopez Galvin, was killed. Now her daughter is speaking about the loss of her mother. Chandler Watkins has her story.
It's bittersweet, really. We're kind of just trying to stay positive and just honor her, really.
19-year-old Adriana Galvin spoke to us in what she calls the man cave.
A lot of my friends and family know it as like the party house, and this is where we have all of our gatherings.
It's also the space where she's been preparing to DJ her first gig on Saturday. When she saw her father was having a difficult time canceling her mom's gigs, she decided she wanted to step in and do them in her honor. She'll be keeping her mom's DJ name and says she's made sure to include Ya Te Vi in her playlist. A song her mom was known for playing, and a song they would sing together every day.
I feel her, I'd say. It's just her in my head. I hear her voice every time it's playing, like her screaming, singing it, yeah.
Adriana will also be carrying a piece of her mom with her. She now wears the bracelet her mom was wearing at the Chiefs rally, ahead of her first gig.
A little nervous, very excited for sure. I hear there's a lot of family and friends coming around, out of state, in state, so it's definitely going to be fun.
She and her family say they also feel the support from the community and are grateful.
Thank you. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us and my family. I love all the support and love you guys bring us every day, really.
Galvin is set to DJ at a fundraiser for the Bravo softball tournament tomorrow afternoon. Again, Doug is tracking the severe weather in the area, and we'll be right back.
This spring.
All right, I want to give you an update on severe weather. Still numerous warnings. We're looking across parts of Dade, Lawrence County, still tornado warning. Northern parts of Lawrence County, and then severe thunderstorm warnings. Jasper, Newton, new one in Craig County. Our tornado warning that was in Jasper County is now out of Jasper County, but you can see this very intense line that is continuing to push through. Let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. Very intense lightning, and here's our tornado warning. So this is north of Mount Vernon, and then the strong cell continues all the way back through the south side of Joplin. So our rotation, Miller, Missouri, so very close, a mile or two just to the north and to the west of Miller, Missouri. And we have more thunderstorms still building back in northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Here's our new severe thunderstorm warning, which does include at least the western half of Ottawa County. A lot of people want to know if they can go to bed. If you live north of I-44, your overall severe threat is done. South of I-44, we still have some severe weather we have to tend to over the next couple hours. I'm going to have more on this here in just a bit. Dow.
All right, thanks, Doug. We'll see you soon. A crash this afternoon has claimed the life of a Miami, Oklahoma teenager. Investigators say 19-year-old Seth Hull was driving a car that ran a stop sign at the intersection of US 69 and East 110 Road, a few miles west of Miami. A semi-truck hit the car. Hull died at the scene. There were no other injuries. For a second year in a row, the number of traffic fatalities has fallen, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. But crashes caused by distracted drivers, they remain a big problem, killing more than 3,000 people in 2022. Tanya Bacchus looks at what officials are doing to convince drivers to put down their phones.
This fiery 6-vehicle crash on Interstate 10 near Phoenix last year killed 5 people. Police say at fault, a tractor-trailer driver going 68 miles an hour while using TikTok. Monday, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration kicked off Distracted Driving Awareness Month with a new message for drivers: put the phone away or pay. In 2022, distracted driving killed more than 3,300 people and injured nearly 300,000 more.
Almost 20% of those killed in distracted driving related crashes were people outside the vehicle, pedestrians, cyclists, and others on the road.
The agency also premiered a new campaign calling out all phone use behind the wheel.
There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak-a-peeker, the fast scroller.
Behaviors that have consequences.
The got a ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone.
The new commercials will be on a heavy rotation this month, and starting Thursday, law enforcement agencies around the country will be cracking down.
I say to America, put down the phones. The life you save may be your own.
The driver of the tractor trailer, Danny Tinner, survived the crash and faces 5 counts of manslaughter. His first court hearing is scheduled for next month. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Traffic fatalities have been dropping overall since they spiked in 2021 as the COVID-19 pandemic started to ease. Doug Heddy's back with the latest on the severe weather next.
Well, of course, we've been tracking the strong to severe thunderstorms throughout late afternoon, evening hours, and then still ongoing now. And we still have a severe threat sticking around for a couple more hours, and then things will look better. First off, who is in the clear? If you live in Kansas, you're good. And then really kind of our northern counties, you are looking much better. I drew a circle here, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Severe thunderstorm warning still, one north of Tulsa, one in eastern parts of Craig County, a sliver eastern Jasper County. And then we're looking at Lawrence, Dade, southern parts of Cedar County, and we still have a tornado warning, which is now kind of pushing out of the immediate 4-state area. But you can see this big, intense band of thunderstorms. Now, these are going to push northeast, so we are going to get more storms north of I-44, but the overall severe threat from this point on is mainly along and south of I-44, but I'm going to watch it very closely, and also east of I-49. But you can see very electric storms all booking northeast, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Let's take a little bit of a tour. Things are better along the I-49 corridor from Nevada, Sheldon, Lamar to Jasper. Then you can see once you get south of Carthage, things start to pick up just a little bit. Our very intense storms here, Stockton down to Greenfield. Still, you can see our polygon of our tornado warning. So this is 7 miles or so north of Mount Vernon in Lawrence County. Another intense cell once you get back into southeastern parts of Jasper County. Another pretty good cell south side of Joplin. So in between Seneca, Joplin, and Neosho, so very close to Diamond, or about 5 miles west of Diamond, but will affect Diamond as we go through about the next 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's look at this warning here real quickly. Still, we're getting a little bit of rotation. So this is northeast of Miller, but again, this is pushing out of the immediate KOAM 4-state area, but still, we're dealing with a lot of storms. Let me back up real quick. Let's look at the storm track so you can see the overall path. All these storms really moving at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. But these, so you can see this guy north side of Veneta, it's still going to track into Cherokee County and most likely Jasper County, but the overall severe threat is going down. It's still going to be very loud as we go through the overnight hours. Let's track a little farther into Oklahoma. Here's a big hail core. This storm is strengthened. Severe thunderstorm warning, Ottawa County, and this will most likely eventually turn a little bit to the right, but kind of hang right on the I-44 loop and then kind of into northern parts of Newton County as we go through the next couple hours. And then you can also see more thunderstorms back to the southwest, all the way down through central Oklahoma. So all this is going to kind of push through. Here's your go to bed circle. So really from Joplin into Kansas, if you live in this circle, you are perfectly safe to go to bed. It's still outside of that circle that we got to watch for a little bit more severe weather. Let's go through time. Scattered thunderstorms next couple hours, couple more batches, mainly south of I-44. Severe threat will continue until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning in our far southern counties, and then it's gone. And then we look much better as we go through the next couple days. It's actually going to cool down quite a bit. In fact, let's look at your Tuesday real quick. We're going to have morning showers, a lot of clouds all day long. Temperatures really don't go anywhere. High temps only right around 50 as we get into Tuesday afternoon. 55 Wednesday, 58 Thursday. 70s return for the weekend. We do have a storm system right around the eclipse. We're not going to worry about that tonight. We'll start focusing on that tomorrow.
Yeah, there's plenty of other things to be concerned about tonight, but it's good to know that at least a good part of the area is in the clear. Again, if you live north of I-44, then you're good for tonight.
Good to go to bed.
All right. Thanks, Doug.
You bet.
Still ahead, LSU and Iowa women's basketball meet in a rematch of last year's national championship game. And 2 Girard Trojans signed their letters of intent. John Dales has those stories and more. It's coming up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. High school track and field season is just starting in southeast Kansas. Today, 2 standouts from Girard signed commitments to join 2 of the top programs in the country at the Division II level. Girard High School seniors Brandon Bishop and Gabe O'Neillio signed national letters of intent this afternoon to compete at the next level. Bishop is joining Pitt State track and field, and O'Neillio signs with Adams State cross country and track. Now those are each 2 of the top programs in Division II athletics. These 2 Trojans are ready for the challenge.
I went over there and I love the facility. It was really nice. All the coaches were good, and it's one of the best programs in the country, which led me to my decision. It's just a good program. I want to be a part of it and get better there.
Competition causes you to rise to a higher level, so being surrounded by people who want the same things as you and value work ethic and that sort of thing, I just think it's great for bringing the best out of yourself.
Major League Baseball season less than a week old. Both the Royals and the Cardinals lost their first series of the year, but have a chance to turn things around tonight. Now the Royals play their first road game of the season in Baltimore against the Orioles. Bobby Witt Jr. gets things started in the 3rd inning with his 2nd home run of the season. We're only 4 games in. Royals up 1-0. That lead doesn't last too long though. Bottom 4, Ryan Mountcastle hammers this pitch to left field and gone off Michael Waka. That ties it at 3. We stay tied into the 9th inning. Bottom of the 9th, 1 out, runner on first. Jordan Westberg drives it deep into the night in right field and gone off Nick Anderson. That's a walk-off 2-run homer. The Royals lose in heartbreaking fashion, 6-4, the final in Baltimore. Things, though, looking much better for the Cardinals. They get another series full of late starts on the West Coast. They're just in the 5th inning against the Padres as we come on the air, but as we come on the air, the Redbirds on top 4-1. Over to women's college basketball, national championship rematch in the Elite 8, LSU against Iowa. This game was all about Caitlin Clark. You see her get blocked in the first half by Angel Reese, but she comes up limping after that play. The game would go tied into halftime. That's when Clark starts to heat up in the 3rd quarter. Hawkeyes up 3. Clark sidesteps a defender and buries it from deep moments later. Here she is again, draining another 3-pointer. Still in the 3rd. How about another step back 3 from Clark? That's good. Part of a 15-3 run. Iowa up by 9. 4th quarter now. Clark hits her 9th 3-pointer of the game. Caitlin Clark scores 41 points. Iowa takes down the defending national champs 94-87. Hawkeyes move on to the Final Four. Caitlin Clark definitely cementing her legacy as one of the best women's college basketball players of all time.
Even before tonight. We'll be right back with the weather update. Stay with us. New studies suggest dogs can understand certain words, refer to specific objects, so they might understand words in a similar way to humans. Researchers say it offers the first evidence of brain activity for this comprehension in a non-human animal. Scientists observed a difference in the brain activity in a majority of the dogs when they were shown an object that matched with a word they understood compared to one that mismatched. The authors said the resulting brain activity was the same as those produced by humans in similar experiments. Friends of the Joplin Public Library open a new chapter on their annual Spring for a Book fundraiser. That event coincides with National Library Week. The funds raised during the event will go toward purchasing new books to add to the circulation, specifically for the library's Lucky Day collection of high-demand books. The library's director had plenty to say about the importance of the library as a public resource.
Added funding is always helpful for the library, but even just the promotion and advocacy that the Friends Group do for us is wonderful. Our friends last year donated over $10,000 to the library. They started the Lucky Day collection last year with the Spring for a Book fundraiser. We hope to be able to continue adding books to Lucky Day throughout the next year as well.
The fundraiser through Sunday, April 14th. Go to KOAMNewsNow.com for more information. And a ribbon cutting in Carthage today celebrates the opening of a new Center for Family Fun. It's called G3. Has bowling, an arcade, a playground, ninja tag course, trampoline, plans for mini golf and go-karts in the future. Visitors can buy individual tickets. You can also book the place for parties and other events. Now let's check back with Doug.
We still have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings that we are tracking across parts of Cedar, Lawrence, Dade County. Our tornado warning now is a confirmed tornado, but it's over in Springfield. And we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in Ottawa County. Our overall trend is going down, which is good, but you can still see this line of severe thunderstorms right along and south of the I-44 corridor. And that's where most of the severe weather is going to be confined as we go through the next few hours. So here's our warnings. Eastern Jasper into Lawrence County, pretty intense cell just below severe limits, just south of Carthage. And then if we look at the metro or Joplin proper itself, just one little thunderstorm east of Baxter Springs. This guy's got some pretty good hail, so we're looking at Ottawa County ping pong size hail, which is moving right up the interstate. So this is going to move into northern parts of Newton County, so we're definitely going to watch that. Now, we're going to continue to stream on the KOAM YouTube channel, so if you want to continue with me, you can do so. For now, back to Dow.
And thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.